For today's session, we're going to discuss about simple interest. Okay, so bago tayo dumiretso dun sa computation part, let us first try to have the definition of terms. Kasi once we discuss about simple interest, meron tayo mga technical terms na mai-encounter dun sa ating mga word problems. So mga problems na mai-encounter natin with simple interest. So these are the definition of terms na dapat po aware tayo. So the first one here is we have the principal. The principal is the amount borrowed or invested. Halagang hiniram o halagang ininvest, whether sa bangko, sa isang company, sa isang tao, nag-invest ka sa kanya or naghiram ka ng pera sa kanya, yun yung principal. Next one is the rate. This is the cost of using money expressed as a percentage of the principal for a given period of time, which is usually per year. So, yung time ay expressed per year. Yung rate, ito ay porsyento, bahagdan. Gaano kalaki in terms of percentage yung ipapatong mo na interest. Later, pag-iusapan natin yun. Yung ilang percent yung kikitain ng pera na ininvest mo or hiniram mo. So, yun yung rate. It is expressed as a percentage. Next one is yung time. So, yung time, this is the term or period of the loan or investment. Gaano katagal yung time frame nung loan, nung utang, tsaka yung perang ininvest mo. So, time, yun yung it talks about gaano katagal, gaano kahaba yung period na pinag-uusapan natin. 2 years ba yan? 3 years? Interest, the amount charged for the use of borrowed or invested money. So, in other words, yung interest, ito po yung kikitain nung ininvest mong pera or perang pinahiram mo. Kasi, kaya ka nga nag-i-invest kasi gusto mong kumita yung pera mo. So, kaya ka nagpahiram ng pera mo, kasi most of the time, gusto mo siyang kumita, yung interest na makukuha mo after a given period of time. Okay? So, yung tawag dun sa kinita ng pera mo, interest yon. Kasi kung hindi siya kikita, break even lang yun, balik taya lang, parang ganon. So, yan po yung mga terms na ma-encounter natin as we discuss about simple interest. This time, let us have the formula on how to find for the simple interest as well as the final or the maturity value of a given interest. So, unahin natin yung formula for the interest. So, ang formula natin for interest is I is equal to PRT. So, let's try to scrutinize ano-ano yung I, yung P, yung R, at yung T. So, ito po yun. So, yung I natin, yan po yung interest. Yan yung amount na i-charge dun sa perang ininvest o hiniram in a given period of time with a specific percentage. Next one, yung P is yung principal. Nung base sa definition natin kanina, yung principal is yung amount na hiniram or ininvest. Next one is yung R, yan po yung rate. Okay? Usually naka-express yan as a percentage. And yung T natin, yan po yung time expressed in years. So, that is how we compute for the simple interest. I is equal to P multiplied to R multiplied to T. Ngayon, hindi lang po kasi interest ang kinocompute po natin in a given problem. Every time pinag-uusapan natin yung simple interest, papasok din dito yung tinatawag nating maturity value or future value. Or in other books, ang tawag dito ay final value. Oo. So, yung F natin or the future value is we obtain the future value by adding the P, the principal, plus the interest. Kasi, yung interest kasi, yun lang yung kikitain mo. Ngayon, magkano lahat yung magiging pera mo considering the interest. Doon ngayon papasok yung future value. So, yung principal, i-add lang natin dun sa kinita nung iyong ininvest na money. Or, we can also compute for the maturity value or the future value by P plus PRT. Saan natin nakuha tong PRT? Yung I po ay, alam natin, meron siyang value na PRT. So, we just substitute the value of your I here. So, again, our formula for the simple interest is I equals PRT, while in getting the future value or the maturity value, that is F equals P plus I, or F equals P plus PRT. Okay, let's have now the sample problems. So, number 1, TESA borrowed 2,000 pesos at 12% interest for 2 years. Now, the question now here is find the interest and the maturity value. So, okay, so pagka ganitong word problem, ang pinaka-importanting ginagawa natin is the first thing that we need to do is to state the given. Yung mga given quantities na gagamitin natin in order for us to solve the problem. Huwag tayong atake agad dun sa problem. I-state natin step by step ano-ano yung mga given. So, let's start again with the given. So, sabi sa problem, si Tessa daw ay nanghiram ng 2,000 pesos. Kung iisipin niyo po yung ating definition of terms a while ago, yung pera na hiniram or ininvest, that is what we call the principal. In this case, our principal is 2,000 pesos. Yung P is equal to 2,000 pesos. Yan po yung ating P. Okay, yan yung hiniram ni Tessa. Nanghiram siya ng 2,000 pesos. So, yun yung principal natin. At 12% interest. So, kung babalikan natin yung definition of term natin kanina, yung bahagi ng formula na naka-express as a percentage, we call it as the rate. So, 12% yan. So, dahil i-compute tayo mamaya, yung 12% in-express natin into decimal. So, 12%, we all know that in decimal form, that is 0.12. So, move your yung 2 decimal places lang po. Mag-move lang tayo 2 decimal places to the left. So, 1, 2. So, 0.12. 0.12. Interest for 2 years. So, yung hiniram na pera ni Tessa ay mag-accumulate ng interest na 12% sa loob ng 2 taon. So, automatically, yun yung time natin. T is equal to 2 years. So, given yung principal, given yung rate, given yung time. Ganyan po mag-solve ng word problem. Huwag yung atake ng atake, no? Okay, huwag yung attack ng na-attack. So, in this case, ang hinahanap natin dito sa problem is una, yung interest. In other words, in layman's term, magkano yung kikitain nung perang hiniram ni Tessa? Okay? Kasi may pinataw na 12% interest eh. At the same time, magkano ang magiging maturity value? Magkano overall yung ibabalik ni Tessa considering the interest? So the first thing that we need to do first is to compute for the interest. We all know a while ago that our formula in getting the interest is equal to P multiplied to R times T. So substituting our P, our R, and then our T in our formula, we have now I equals 2,000 multiplied to 0.12 multiplied to 2. Ang resulta, pagka kinompute natin yan, pag kinalculate mo yan, our interest is 480 pesos. Therefore, yung 2,000 pesos na hiniram ni Tessa, considering the 12% interest for 2 years, kikita yon ng 480 pesos. May charge na yung 480 pesos. May interest na 480. Ngayon, nasagot na natin yung unang tanong na hinahanap dun sa ating problem. The next thing that we need to answer is the maturity value or the future value. Considering the interest, magkano lahat ang ibabalik ni Tessa? So, a while ago, our formula in getting for the future value or the maturity value, that is F equals P plus I. So, in other words, we are just simply going to add the principal, which is 2,000 pesos, with our interest, which is 480 pesos. Yan yung na-compute natin kanina. So, simplifying this further, our final value now is, or our future value or maturity value now is 2,480 pesos. Ibig sabihin, yung hiniram ni Tessa na 2,000 pesos, ibabalik niya ng 2,480 pesos kasi may pinataw na 12% interest sa loob ng 2 taon. So that is our first problem in simple interest. Okay, let's have example number 2. How much was borrowed if the interest at 8% after 3 months is 200 pesos? So, magkano daw ang hiniram na pera kung ang interest ay 8% sa loob after 3 months is 200 pesos? Okay? So, medyo kakaiba yung problem natin. So, para mas ma-identify natin kung ano talaga yung hinahanap dun sa problem number 2, i-state natin lahat ng given quantities. Doon tayo lagi mag-uumpisa. So, our given, kung titignan nyo po, ang unang binigay dyan, rate, 8%. So, i-convert natin yan sa decimal form. So, moving 2 decimal places to the left, that is 0.08. After 3 months, so that is your time. Okay? Ngayon, dahil ang sinasabi sa atin sa rule sa pag-compute ng simple interest, your time should always be expressed in terms of year. We all know that 1 year is equivalent to 12 months. Therefore, yung 3 months natin, i-divide natin sa 12. Okay? So that is 1 over 4. Converting 1 over 4 to decimal form, that is 0.25. So 0.25 po yung gagamitin natin as our T or time. So 0.25 year. Ayan. Next, ang may isa pang binigay na given sa problem. Okay? How much was borrowed if the interest at 8% after 3 months is 200 pesos? Sa problem na ito, given na yung interest. Binigay na yung kikitain yung kikitain nung perang hiniram, which is 200 pesos. Kaya lang, at the first place, magkano ba yung hiniram? Magkano yung hiniram? Okay? Ibig sabihin, in this problem, hindi po si interest ang nawawala. But instead, ang nawawala po sa problem is yung principal. Magkano yung hiniram? Considering na may interest yun na 200 pesos at 8% sa loob ng 3 buwan. So, same formula ang gagamitin natin, I equals PRT. However, hindi po kasi si I ang nawawala sa problem number 2. But instead, the missing part in the problem is our principal or P. Ngayon, para mas madali natin makompute yung P, yung iba gumagamit ng pag-derive ng formula. But, I know sa elementary ginagamit din ito. Gumagamit tayo na itong triangle na ito. I over PRT. Pagka patayo, division po yun. Paano ba ginagamit to? Division. Pagka pahiga, multiplication yun. I equals PRT. Dito, dahil si principal ang nawawala, lumalabas, si interest ay i-divide natin sa product ni rate and time. Ulitin ko. Dahil ang nawawala sa problem na ito ay si principal, ito nawawala, lumalabas, si interest ay i-divide kay rate sa product ni rate and time. In other words, pag nilagay nyo yan sa formula, that is P equals I over R times T. So, ito ngayon ang formulang gagamitin natin in order for us to compute for the principal. Kasi yun ang nawawala sa problem. Now, substituting our given, ito po, sa ating formula, in getting the principal, so P now is equal to 200, yun po kasi yung value ng ating I, all over, yung R natin ay 0.08, ayan, multiplied to 0.25. Now, simplifying this further, you may use your calculator in order for us to get for the principal. Kasi allowed naman tayong gumamit ng calculator, lalo na sa ating business mathematics. So, allowed yun, lalo na sa senior high school. In that case, our principal now is 10,000 pesos. Ibig sabihin, yung hiniram pa lang pera ay 10,000 pesos. Yung 10,000 pesos na yun ay magkakaroon ng interest na 200 pesos considering the interest rate and then the given time. Therefore, the amount of the money that was borrowed is 10,000 pesos. So that is our problem number 2. Okay, so let's have example number 3. The example number 3 here is a cooperative gives a simple interest of 9% yearly for investors. Liza invested 30,000 pesos and got an interest of 16,200 pesos. How many years did Liza invested her money? So kung iintindihin po natin yung problem, may isang cooperative, nag-o-offer siya ng 9% annual interest sa lahat ng mga tao na magpapasok sa kanila ng pera o mag-i-invest ng pera. Ngayon, dito sa co-op na to, si Liza, nag-invest siya ng 30,000 pesos. Meron siyang ipinasok na 30,000 pesos. Ngayon, yung 30,000 pesos niya, considering yung 9% annual interest ng cooperative na yun, kumita, nagkaroon ng interest na 16,200 pesos. Ngayon, ang tinatanong sa problem, how many years did Liza invested her money? gaano katagal ininvest ni Aliza yung pera niya dun sa co-op. So, pero bago tayo dumiretso doon, i-state muna natin lahat ng given para malalaman talaga natin specifically ano ang nawawala sa problem. Let's state first the given. Sa ating problem, very evident na yung unang given natin ay rate. That is 9%. Now, converting 9% to decimal form, so just move 2 decimal places to the left. So, 1, 2. That is 0.09. Okay? Ngayon, sinabi na sa problem na si Liza ay nag-invest ng 30,000 pesos. Kung babalikan natin yung ating definition of terms, yung amount na hiniram or ininvest or pinasok, that is what we call as the principal. In this case, our P or principal is 30,000 pesos. Okay? Sabi rin sa problem, yung pinasok na 30,000 pesos ni Liza ay nakakuha ng interest, kumita ng 16,200 pesos. So, got an interest of 16,200. Automatic, yung I natin yun. I is equal to 16,200 pesos. Take note, your interest is already given in our problem. Now, ang tinatanong sa problem natin, kung iisipin nyo po, kung inyo pong i-scrutinize yung ating given quantities sa ating problem, may isang quantity na nawawala. Yun po yung time. Okay? Yun ang kagandahan pag nililista mo lahat ng given. Nakikita mo yung mga values na gagamitin mo sa problem, nakikita mo yung mga values na kailangan mong hanapin dun sa problem. And very evident yun kasi tinatanong sa problem, how many years did Liza invested her money? How many years? Gaano katagal in terms of years ininvest, nanatili yung pera ni Liza doon sa cooperative, considering the 9% yearly annual interest. So, ibig sabihin, yung time ang nawawala dun sa problem. So, considering our formula, which is I equals PRT, so, kailangan nating iayos yung formula natin in such a way na T ang ating ang hinahanap. So, babalik natin yung ating triangle a while ago. That is I equals PRT. Sinabi natin kanina, pagkapatayo, yan ay division. Pagkapahiga, yan ay multiplication. Sa kasong ito, ang nawawala po ay si time. Ayan, ito ang nawawala. I-mark natin. Ang nawawala ay si time. Ito. So, ibig sabihin, for us to get the time, si I ay ating i-divide sa product ni principal and rate. Pag ito nilagay natin into a mathematical formula, yan po ay T is equal to interest all over the product of the principal and rate. Ulitin ko, pag ito nilabas natin in our formula, kasi hinahanap natin si time, that is interest, ito yun, all over the product of the principal and the rate. Ayan. Substituting now our given to our formula, we have 16,200 pesos all over 30,000, yung principal natin, multiplied to 0.09 as our rate. Okay? So, salpak nyo lang to sa calculator ninyo. So, doing that, calculating this particular part of our formula, our time is equal to 6 years. So, i-compute nyo lang po, 16,200, pasok nyo sa calculator, divided by the product of the 30,000 and 0.09. So, therefore, yung pera po ni Liza ay ininvest niya doon sa co-op in 6 years. So, in 6 years, so after 6 years, babalik sa kanya yung pera niya with an interest of 16,200 pesos. So, that is our example or problem number 3. Okay, let's have the last problem. Example number 4. At what rate of simple interest will 60,000 pesos accumulate interest of 3,600 in 6 months? Okay? So, kagaya na ginawa natin kanina, for us to see kung ano yung talagang hinahanap natin sa problem, let us try first to state or to specify all the given. Okay? So, dito sa problem, very evident, at what rate of simple interest will 60,000 pesos accumulate interest of 3,600 pesos? Yung 60,000 daw ay nagkaroon ng interest na 3,600 pesos in 6 months. Lumalabas yung 60,000 pesos natin. Yun yung principal. So, principal or P is equal to 60,000 pesos. Okay? Ito yung principal natin. Yung 60,000 pesos daw ay magkakaroon ng interest na 3,600 pesos. So, yun yung I. So, I is equal to 3,600 pesos in 6 months. Sa loob ng 6 na buwan o kalahating taon, yung 60,000 pesos mo kikita ng 3,600. So, yung 6 months mo, automatically, yun yung ating time. Okay? But however, in our definition of terms a while ago, our time is expressed in year. We all know that 1 year is equivalent to 12 months. Therefore, if we are going to convert 6 months to year, we will divide 6 to 12. Simplifying this further, that is 1/2 or 0.5 year. Okay? So, sa problem, tinatanong at what rate? So, binanggit na agad ko ano yung hinahanap niya. Automatically, nawawala natin dyan yung R, yung rate. Okay? Considering the formula, I equals PRT, papaano natin hahanapin si R? So, balik natin yung triangle natin kanina. Dito, ang nawawala ngayon si R. Ito. Okay? Ngayon, sabi natin kanina, pagkapatayo, division yan. Pagkapahiga, multiplication. Ganon. So, dahil si R ang nawawala, ibig sabihin, para makuha ang rate, si interest ay i-divide natin sa product ni principal and ni time. Ulitin natin. Dahil si rate ang nawawala, lumalabas. Para mahanap ang rate, si interest ay ating i-divide sa product ni principal and time. Pag i-convert natin yan sa mathematical formula, our rate is equal to interest over principal multiplied to time. Ayan. Now, substituting our given in our formula, we have R equals 3,600 all over 60,000 as our value for the P multiplied to 0.5. Okay, so calculating this further, you may use your calculator for you to get the exact value nung hinahanap natin. Our rate is equal to 0.12. But then, since we're talking about rate, ito pong 0.12 ay kailangan nating ibalik sa kanyang percentage form. So, para mag-convert from decimal to percent, i-move lang natin yung decimal places, move 2 decimal places to the right. In that case, or multiply to 100. In that case, our rate now is 12%. Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung 60,000 pesos ay magkakaroon ng interest na 3,600 in 12% annual interest within 6 months. So yan po yung mga iba't ibang problems na mai-encounter natin every time we are talking about simple interest. Naway marami kayong naintindihan at naunawaan sa maikling oras sa tayo ay nag-usap. I am Mr. Jonathan Piroman, a Mathematics 8 teacher from Ilaya Barangka Integrated School.